Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Brent McGrath, and I am the host of Talks and Discussions, What Matters and What Doesn't Matter. And today we have a special guest. Her name is Lizeth Esquivel. Good morning, Lizeth. How are you?
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to give a little background about you. You are a professor at the University Tecmilenio in Mexico, editor of the international media outlet Wellum.com. You are in charge of the section of Women Who Inspire, which aim is to empower women to inspire young girls to pursue their dreams through deep interviews with successful leaders from all over the world. You are an independent fashion PR consultant, and you have worked with brands such as Moncler and Arab Fashion Council, among others. You are the co-founder of Global Women in PR Chapter Mexico, an honorary member of All Ladies League, ALL, a global network of women for brotherhood and strength, led by Dr. Harbeen Arora. You hold a bachelor's degree in communication sciences and a master of international communication management from Spain. You have more than 15 years experience with media, international or internal communication, corporate and government public relations, as well as event organizing. You have worked on fashion shows internationally in Dubai, US, Finland, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. You are a specialist in dealing with celebrities, politicians, writers, socialites, high-profile entrepreneurs, journalists, and fashion editors. You've worked for companies such as Jabil Circuits, Government of the State of Jalisco, National Chamber of Electronics Industry, and the PR agency Executive Communication. In the fashion industry, you were the press manager of the shoe event Modama and the public relations manager of the Mexican designer Benito Santos. You have taught courses on fashion, public relations in universities and different associations in Mexico. Now, I must say that that's a big resume for such a young lady as yourself.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. I'm not so young, like what that I looks like, but no. I'm
Okay.
going to the 40s. But...
Okay. My first question is, when did you know that you wanted to be an advocate for women?
Well, you know, my entire life, I have been surrounded by women most of the time. But one day I was, as you know, as I'm a journalist, I was attending a fashion event in Cancun 2 years ago. And I was listening at a conference from the president of Vital Voices, a very important nonprofit organization in the USA. And that woman said, use your power to empower. In the moment that I heard that the quote, something in me, you know, something happened inside of me. I don't know how to explain it. So I decided that I should do something about it. I have a voice because I'm a journalist.
Right.
So I heard that woman and I said, oh my gosh, she's amazing. And maybe she's not rich to be featured in Forbes, but I can do something to highlight other women like her. That maybe she's famous, but I don't know. What she's doing is very important for society. It's impacted, you know, socially. So in that moment, I decided to do something different. And I talked to my boss and I said, I don't want to write more about lifestyle, all the stuff. I want to do something new. I want to create a new section. So the name will be Women Who Inspire. I want to interview female leaders around the world to highlight what they are doing and inspire the young girls to follow their dreams. And now, that's how I started.
So in essence, you're becoming a leader yourself.
Yeah, you know, I don't consider myself like a leader. I'm a journalist and a person who want to share what other people are doing. I'm just the channel to show the world what they are doing.
Okay. What characteristics set accomplished women apart from women who are not accomplished?
Well, based on my experience, it's very important to remark that. This is not something that I have to prove by a study or something. I'm not a researcher, but I have interviewed a lot of women, very successful, multi-award winning, glass ceiling breakers, women who own a very multi-dollar companies, all the stuff. So I have noticed different patterns or characteristics in all of them. And I want to say it very quickly. Well, I will mention 10. The first is they are very persevering. You know, they never give up. This is the first one. The second, they work hard. Third, they are passionate. Fourth, help others. They philanthropists. They always help other people.
Okay.
5, they take care of themselves. I mean, they sleep well, they eat well, they do exercise, all the stuff to take care of themselves. 6, they take risk. They are not afraid of taking risk. This is very important. 7, they surround themselves with experts and trust their team. This is extremely important because some people don't know how to, they think they can do all themselves, and no, you need a team, and they trust in their team. So this is what I have noticed. Okay. 8, they have a positive attitude in general. Right. 9, they are constantly being trained. They study all the time. The trends, they study courses, all different things to learn, or they read a lot, magazines, newspapers, all the stuff. And 10, they do a lot of networking. This is something that very few women do, for men, it's very common. They go to golf, they go to different, to network, but women, no, it's more difficult. So these women, they do networking all the time.
That's interesting, because a little earlier we talked about men being selfish when it comes to sharing. So how are women different, and why is that?
Well, for nature, I think for nature, we women are more empathetic, more compassionate in general than men. It's in our nature. Why? Because we are the ones who have a baby, the men, they cannot. I think this is part of the reasons that maybe God or the universe, whatever you want to say it, we have these characteristics inside of us. Okay. All of us, we have that. And men are kind of, tend to be selfish in general. So I think it's part of our nature, but it doesn't mean that we cannot develop new skills or new these characteristics. Men and women can do it, but in general, we have developed these characteristics more than men.
So my last question is, people say it's a man's world. Is it? And how are you working? And how are you working to make sure women have a bigger role to play?
Well, it's a reality that we live in a world of men by men. This is not something that I don't know the origin, all the stuff, but I think it's a reality, but we are changing little by little. Little by little, women are taking control of our lives. We are highlighting, and we are doing a great job. We can see it in the Prime Minister from Finland or New Zealand, the great what they're doing during COVID-19. So this is real, but we can change it little by little. We're doing a great job, and women are having more important jobs and high-level positions. Not in the way that we like to, but we're working on it. What I do to change that reality is from my job, my role as an editor, I highlight what these women are doing to the good of, for the society, the communities, all this stuff. And I always ask, share your social media, share your website or the website of your business. It depends on the profile. And this is a way to help them, to promote their business, what they're doing. People, I offer free exposure, to them. And maybe they're lucky and find the right customers or clients thanks to Walloon.
Thank you very much today, young lady, for being on our show. And I hope that our audience enjoyed this part. Maybe we'll have you back on again.
Thank you, Brent.
You're very welcome. Take care.